Chris Crates, what is the general approach you are seeing U.S. retailers take amid all this tariff noise?
Yeah, it's a great question. Dominating a lot of time for most of our clients right now. I
Really?
think in the
Okay.
beginning, scrambled to figure out what's actually impacted
Right.
as you think about working with vendors, with manufacturers, how their supply chains are impacted. The velocity of new updates on the tariffs. I feel like every day I get a new text that, hey, this has changed. You have the Canada-Mexico tariffs, you have the China import tariffs, you have the steel and aluminum tariffs. There's so many different levers. There's questions about how they'll be implemented. With the steel and aluminum tariffs, the way it's written, it's actually only on the FOB portion of the goods that contain steel and aluminum. So not just pure steel and aluminum goods. So there's lots of questions like how will these tariffs stack together? They weren't necessarily released in the most descriptive, easy to implement way. So I think there's been a lot of spin cycle trying to, number one, interpret what's actually going to happen. Number two, think about how it'll be implemented as you import products. Some of the good news here is, we've kind of been through this cycle before in tariffs. So there's a playbook that a lot of folks have written already in how to deal with tariffs. The other kind of tailwind, if you will, is a lot of folks have started diversifying their supply chains away from China, kind of as a result of the last cycle. So there'll be some less impact here. But the kind of universal approach that folks are taking or should be taking is, everyone's starting to look through their supply chains and figure out where there's going to be cost impacts. I think what the best people are doing is trying to have data focused conversations with their vendors and their manufacturers to understand what actually the cost impact is so that you're not taking, additional, call it margin seeking cost increases from your vendors. Cause a lot of times they can tuck in stuff like that